but it's like medically,
So, so like for
So
example,
you're medically obese, though?
No,
Yes.
I've been medically obese since I was like 12, and I was not obese.
Is being fat a choice? Fit women versus fat women. God. Her face was just big, for real.
Welcome back to Middle Ground. I'm John. I host the Radical Empathy podcast, and I'll be moderating today's discussion between fit women and fat women. And a friendly reminder, if you're writing a hate comment,
Imagine,
you're part of the problem.
Imagine being on the fat side and Buddy's like,
your
fat
physique
women.
is in your control. Will the agreeers please step forward?
She has a question.
I have a question. When you mean physique, can you specify like what exactly are you trying to?
I think
Oh
physique
my
is like the
God.
shape and size of your body. Why were you hesitating?
Because, there's a lot of different illnesses around. So I have family members that have like thyroids and they can't gain weight or they can't lose weight. But I think that they can manage to stay at a place that's gonna be healthy for them. To me, personally, I do feel like I can be at a better place. I'm working on it, and that's my goal. So.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think that definitely people have ailments, there's different diseases and all that, but I think at the end of the day, what you can do, the best physical peak for your personal body is in your hands. You may not look like someone you want to look like, your ideal situation, but you can optimize your body to be the highest performance that you think that you can get to.
When I first started working out, I lost 60 pounds, and that included just counting calories. I didn't have to work out as hard. I did the treadmill. I went at an incline, and I just walked the whole time, watching a movie and just walked. I just made healthier choices, and I've been mindful about what I put inside my body.
Like, you put in that effort, right? You made those conscious decisions
Exactly.
to walk on the treadmill, count your calories. You were super exact with everything, and that's how both of you guys were able to lose so much weight, right? So your physique is 100% in your control. It's just that nobody wants to put the effort in.
Just so we can invite the disagreeers, that's a great point to bring in our disagreeers. Whoever wants to pick up where we just left off.
So while of course there are aspects that I think you can control about your physique, I think there are more things that are out of your control. Like, it is so much more expensive to eat healthy than it is to eat like crap. If I go to the grocery store and I just want to buy a bunch of frozen meals, that's going to be so much cheaper than me going and buying fresh produce and fresh fruit and everything.
I disagree.
Immediately.
I was just finna say that shit is cap. That shit is big cap. Frozen meals is expensive. And obviously it depends on what you're getting, but if you really want to go on the, money saving end, frozen burgers, for instance. You can get, I don't even know the price of frozen burgers. I'm not going to lie. I can't recall. But I know I got frozen burgers in my freezer right now, and they're like smash burgers. But if I were to grab that big ass tube of beef and cut it up and smash it into little burgers, that would be a lot cheaper than, and I'd get a lot more burgers than getting the frozen pack. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just being lazy and just getting the smash frozen burgers. You know what I'm saying? I got these the frozen bear spicy fried chicken bites. Bro, them mugs like $12. You know what I'm saying? Them like $12 for the bag, and I can get a couple meals out of them, a decent amount of meals out of them. But at the end of the day, I can just get, a bunch of I can just get a bunch of grilled chicken. You know what I'm saying? And get probably more meals than the fried stuff, and it's healthier. And if you get, that's cap.
Disagree too.
Why do you disagree?
The prepackaged foods, the frozen ones, way more expensive. I've been on a budget, eternally. I always save money by just going to the grocery store and buying ingredients.
I agree with you on that, but
Okay, yeah. On that subject too, you know, I don't know if she meant actually buying frozen meals or like just frozen ingredients specifically. But like she said, grabbing produce and all that stuff, like nah, that's just definitely cheaper in the long run. Yeah, you're gonna spend a lot buying all the stuff, but you're gonna have more meals total than you would the frozen stuff. I've been working on it. You feel me? I've been trying to eat healthier, so I know. You know what I'm saying? The frozen meal is only gonna get you by like a couple meals. You know what I'm saying? You buy some actual produce, or you know, there's this bag of broccoli and carrots I've been getting. You can throw that in the microwave and steam them for like 3 minutes. Boom. I had like 3 meals out of that one bag, and it wasn't that big of a bag. You know what I'm saying? I had one thing of chicken and like 2 cups of rice. Like it wasn't a lot at all. And I made 3 meals out of all of that. You're not getting any frozen meal that I also bought some shrimp that was fresh from the deli area. It was like $10, but regardless, you're not getting 3 meals out of any frozen food that's gonna be cheaper than what I bought. I bought that one bag of broccoli and carrots. I bought the 2 breasts of chicken, fresh chicken, and I already had some rice. Rice is cheap, you know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, I mean, if you want to count the shrimp, I just put the shrimp in for extra protein. But if you want to count the shrimp, it's like an extra $10. Bro, you're not getting a frozen meal for as cheap as that and getting 3 meals out of it. You're not.
I can go get a frozen meal sometimes for $1.50, $2, where if I want to cook a whole meal, like
$1.50, $2. How broke is you? You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, yeah, I know we trying to budget, but goddamn, $1.50, $2, ain't no way. Like, I know you're not enjoying that, motherfucker. It's some shit you can eat that's cheaper than like a meal. Like, and that's the thing, bro. Like, motherfuckers, like, I'm not saying I'm not picky, cause I done definitely got picky after eating good food. But it's like, I found something that I like, which is chicken and rice, and I can make that shit and eat it over and over. I can eat that shit all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? So I give me a decent amount of chicken. I can just eat chicken and rice. I don't even need the vegetables, even though I should be eating the vegetables. But she talking about $1.50, like that can't be good. If it's $1.50 frozen meal, it cannot be good. Like, you're not enjoying that. Let's be honest. And I know, like, I mean, I was finna say I know she picky, but she can't be picky if she buying $1.50 frozen items. Like, nah. That can't be good, and it's definitely not healthy. Like, you just gonna have to invest in some healthy food. Like, you trying to be too cheap. I don't know what your budget looking like, but you're gonna have to cut back on something and put that into your food.
depending on what all the ingredients I'm getting, that could be $10.
So you'll get more.
$10.
Yes, but still, you have to think from people who have like no money and they're thinking like, oh, I can get.
I've had no money. I've had $12 for a week's amount of food.
I hear both. I think that you definitely, in the short-term mindset, it is cheaper. You
Yeah.
go to a fast food restaurant, they have like $1 menu. I think they've even increased the $1 menu now. So,
like
which
a
is
$2
crazy.
menu.
It's like a $2 menu. So that's valid, I think, but I think it's killing us in the long term.
Bro,
it's
that's
that
one
short
meal, though.
dopamine effect, the dopamine where you're like, oh, I just need something right now.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue.
I also did want to, just touch on, other than like food costs, like there's also privilege when it comes to like having time to cook stuff.
Definitely,
Like if you work a
100%,
full-time job, if you have kids and stuff, a lot of the time it's just easier. You don't have the time and energy. Like I enjoy cooking, but it's a lot of work sometimes. And it's much easier for me to just like go through the drive-through. And then also privilege when it comes to like your mental health. When you are depressed, when you're
I ain't gonna fake it. As far as the time stuff and not having the energy, you just gonna have to put the work in. I'm not gonna lie. That's the same work you're gonna have to put in the gym. You know what I'm saying? It's just some shit you gotta put in. You know what I'm saying? I don't be feeling like cooking, but that's why I get like a decent amount of items to where like I have stuff that I can make that's easy to make without having to cook it. Like the shrimp I got was already cooked. All I gotta do is pull the tail off, heat it up, boom, it's ready. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I got some frozen items. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that bear fried chicken, bro. I throw that shit in the oven, boom, smack dab in that mug. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm bashing that, but it's like you gonna have to cook every now and again. If you like, in her situation, bro, she gonna have to put the work in. You know, even if it's one step at a time. You know what I'm saying? Doing it slowly. And the kid situation, bro, you chose to have kids. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? You chose to have kids. Your kids need to be eating healthy too, if we're being honest. So you should want what's best for them. Like when I have kids, bro, they're not eating McDonald's, bro. I will not introduce them to McDonald's. I'm gonna just save them the headache, and they gonna be telling their friends like, "Oh yeah, I ain't never had McDonald's before." Their friends gonna be like, "What? You ain't had that kids meat?" No, they have not had minced kids meat. They have not. Do your research. And I ain't gonna fake it. You know, I still hit McDonald's every now and again. Like, nah, not even every now and again. Like, once in a blue moon. Like, not even once in a blue moon. Like, I barely hit McDonald's. And if I do hit McDonald's, it's a specific McDonald's that's gonna make my chicken nuggets fresh. Alright? I'm not going to any other McDonald's. And I'm really not even fucking with McDonald's. Like, right now, they got 10 piece for $1. I'll pull up for a 10 piece for $1 at my McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you is not gonna catch me at McDonald's, bro. I'm keep it a buck. My palate is too exquisite. All right, I'm not fucking with McDonald's, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
you're struggling to even like get through the day, it can be really hard to have that motivation to eat well, to move your body.
I'm barely
and stuff.
fucking with
So
fast food.
For then when people are like, oh, well, why aren't you working out? It's like, dude, I can barely even get out of bed. So like,
Barely get out of
I
bed.
just wanted to say that I didn't step forward because I have PCOS and I just recently got diagnosed with it. So with PCOS, it's so much more difficult for me to lose the weight and control what I want my physique to look like. It's just so much harder. It's not impossible, but it is.
We can fix it.
It's something
and we
that
can
can
fix
be
it.
fixed.
PCOS,
What is-
we can fix
Sorry
it. So.
to cut y'all
Is
off,
it
but Priya, I
PC?
just wanted to hear from you.
Hold on, I wanna do my research.
It's not impossible. I'd say that I didn't step forward because I have PCOS and I just recently got diagnosed with
Is it
So-
PTOS or PCOS? What is PTOS? PCOS. Okay, so it's PCOS. Polycystic ovary syndrome. A hormonal disorder causing enlarged ovaries within small cysts on the outer edges. The cause of ovary syndrome isn't well understood, but may involve a combination of genetic and environmental factors. Symptoms include menstrual irregularity, excess hair growth, acne, and obesity. Treatments include birth control to regularize periods and medication called metformin to prevent diabetes, statins to control high cholesterol, hormones to increase fertility, and procedures to remove excess hair. Okay. So it causes weight gain somehow. So I'm trying to understand how it causes weight gain. Apparently, obesity is a disorder that involves having too much body fat. Okay, anyway. I'm gonna look up how does PCOS cause weight gain. PCOS can cause weight gain primarily due to insulin resistance, where the body's cells become less responsive to insulin, leading to increased insulin production, which in turn promotes fat storage and can increase appetite, causing weight gain. Okay, particularly around the abdomen, this is often described as an apple-shaped body distribution of fat in women with PCOS. Okay, so it's due to insulin resistance, leading to increased insulin production, which in turn promotes fat storage and can increase appetite. So basically, you just gotta eat healthier. That's what it sounded like. I mean, it's easy for me to say because I don't have it. And I can still, I can still eat something slight and get away with it. But yeah, I mean, it honestly just sounds like she needs to just eat a little healthier. I mean, if you really want to lose the weight, she's gonna have to eat a lot. And I have a problem with me myself. I have a problem with I like chicken and rice, right? So it's hard for me to eat chicken without the rice. And me personally, I want to get cut. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily trying to bulk. I don't mind bulking, but at the same time, I would prefer to be cut. But I can't get cut if I keep eating a bunch of rice. And I'm the type of person who puts a lot of rice on the plate. You know what I'm saying? To even out, for me to even out with the chicken. But I have been working on it. I've been putting a lot of less rice on my plate lately, or I've been trying to. I've been incorporating some vegetables in it. I wasn't putting vegetables in my chicken and rice before. I was just eating chicken and rice. And I have been eating other stuff. I'm not gonna say I haven't. I've been eating other stuff, but I've tried not to eat out as often. And I've been making me some chicken and rice. I made some jambalaya the other day. I'm sure that's probably not healthy. A bunch of rice. But I did throw some lean ground turkey in it. So I feel like that's a step closer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I usually put like chicken in it and sausage. But I just put ground turkey. And I did put some shrimp in it and some sausage as well one time. But yeah. Just got to work on the food, man. I know the food's hard, but that's what you got to work on. I feel like I eat a decent amount of fruit.
So with PCOS, it's so much more difficult for me to lose the weight and control what I want my physique to look like. It's just so much harder. It's not impossible, but it is.
We can fix it.
It's something
and we
that
can
can
fix
be
it.
fixed.
PCOS, we can fix
Sorry
it. So.
to cut y'all off, but Bree, I just wanted to hear from you.
The question, like, your body is in your control, I just think it is not 100% in your control. To say it's like black and white, you can change it or you can't, is just crazy. It's just so nuanced. I really appreciated you bringing up the food access that you have, the knowledge access, your socioeconomic status. I go to the gym, I sit there, and I'm like, if only everyone had access and the free time to do this. I'm sure so many other people would love to do that, but people are
Free
struggling.
time is
they
a
need
big
to pay their
thing.
rent. They can't just allot that time. They need to prioritize. And I think that's ultimately what is really sad.
Yeah.
Everyone would love to take care of themselves.
I disagree. I'm sorry, I disagree. Like, there's some of us who are on the fit side that don't have that privileges. I wake up at 4 a.m., have a full-time job.
Snaps to you.
I get it done. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I want to be the highest version of myself, the most evolved version, and she has to show up.
But your life allows it.
No,
Your
I make
lifestyle-
my life
No,
allow it.
exactly.
I
You
surround
do,
myself
but
with
other
that.
people don't have the possibilities that you.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know how many hours old girl working, but at the end of the day, if you want to make it happen, you can make time. Let's be honest here. If you got 2 free hours out of the day, that's all you need every day of working out to make some progress. And that's some good progress. 2 hours, like straight working out, getting the job done, that's some good progress. You know, you can make as much excuses as you want, but if you really wanted to get it done, like really, like, yeah, you busy, but if you really wanted to get it done, you can get it done. I know, like, I'm sure old girls sleep for 8 hours, you know what I'm saying? I be going to work off of 4 hours of sleep. No cap. Often. Almost every day of the week. Monday through Friday. 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours of sleep. If she's sleeping 8 hours, that's what? 3 hours at least of working out you could do if you just woke up a little bit early. Let's say you woke up a couple hours early, get 2 hours of working out. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I understand everybody ain't me. Everybody can't work off 4 hours of sleep. But, like, you know, I feel like it can be done. I don't know. Everybody different. But, yeah, you got to get up and get after it. I ain't gonna fake it. I be at work working out. Like keeping it a buck. I be at work working out. And, like, you know, I'm not at my best point, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I'm working on it. I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting after it, bro. Like, come on now. I'm getting after it, bro. Like, my abs starting to come in. Like, I used to have a belly, like, abs coming in, bro. Like, stop playing.
They do. They just
Not everyone, no.
And I also think there's
You
something
need
to be
from
said.
Gotta put the effort in.
Look, she like,
Well, I
yeah,
also
just
think
got to
too,
put that effort in.
Like, let's say, for example, you're a teenager and you're like 500 pounds.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
work that you need to do to remedy that is ungodly. Like, that's really challenging. That's a
I
hard
agree.
thing to do for
I
anybody.
agree.
As opposed to, like, me, I was really skinny and then I decided, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym. I put on my weight. The results are showing. It looks like I'm working super hard. I make these choices, like, go girl.
Right.
But that is not the same accessibility that someone can make that change for themselves in different circumstances. Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So I
My
think
only
that is, like,
caveat is it's hard for both, but it can be done, is my point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
That's
say
my
that it's
only
as hard
point.
for me as someone who's overweight trying to lose that weight. In my opinion.
But do you believe that it can be done?
I believe it can be done. I believe
Okay,
it can
so
be
we
done, but I
agree.
think empathy and compassion for the different circumstances that may stop someone from doing that
Nobody's-
is necessary. To see, like, oh, get off your ass.
Nobody's
and, like,
not-
do
No
this,
one said
which you're
that.
not saying.
Yeah.
But I'm saying some people, commenters,
Myron's
might be
not in
saying
this
that.
episode.
Myra was the word.
There is a spectrum for your body. Our height isn't under our control, our fat
Right.
distribution, our bone density, our muscle density, our metabolism.
Yes,
These are all things that make up who we are. But in that spectrum of health, absolutely, we can change who we are
Yes.
with what we got, right?
And then we'll stop right there and move on to the next one. Body positivity can promote unhealthy habits. Will the agreeers please step forward?
At Job Corps, you could work towards a career.
Job Corps provides free
Wanna speak on
schooling,
this after
free
the ad?
tuition, free
Definitely body positivity if you're
Mine,
bigger.
Body positivity can be harmful if it's just like always like, don't ever consider any possibility that you could change something or improve your quality of life. Just blindly accept yourself. I think that's where it can get kind of toxic.
I don't look like how I looked when I was 20. So body positivity is encouraging yourself to accept you're gonna transform eventually. When you're 40, when you're 50, you're gonna get wrinkles, you know, all these things. So yeah, definitely body positivity should have taken another route instead of just saying it's for bigger people, because it's not. It's for all the variety of people that need to accept you're changing.
Yeah, I think the pendulum has switched to the furthest extreme. I think body positivity was created because there wasn't a space for people who could have acceptance in bigger bodies. And I think it's just gone to the furthest extreme now. And
Like, women come in all shapes and sizes, right? And every woman is beautiful.
And then this.
I think that you should really be confident in your body and the way
If
that
I
you
get
look,
rid of
you know,
this,
wake up feeling your best.
I'll be in better
I feel
shape
like
as
especially
well.
on social media and in society today, this body positivity movement, I've seen like multiple times where there's like obese women promoting body positivity, and it's like, I wouldn't want like my
What's
kids.
obese?
I thought I was out of the
It's
camera.
like an unhealthy
No,
lifestyle.
no, no.
Like
but what do you
overweight.
mean
Wise, what's obese for you?
Obese, like a
Like for
medically
me,
obese.
if you see me, you
What's her
consider me
range?
obese?
I wouldn't say that you're obese, but
Okay.
it's like medically,
So,
you know.
so like for
So
example,
you're medically obese, though.
no,
Yes.
I've been medically obese since I was like 12, and I was not obese.
Well, does anybody here,
So I-
would anybody here explain what they mean by medically obese? Just-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
BMI.
Bro,
going to the doctor,
if you're
the office,
overweight,
and you
you're
get weighed on a
obese.
scale, and
Simple as
they'll
that.
tell you, oh, you're a little
Stop
bit
trying to
overweight, or they'll say
specify
you're
it.
morbidly obese, you're obese, you're.
Because of
If
your
you're-
height.
Right.
So like,
If you're
like, if you look
overweight-
at me, you would be like, oh, she's a little plus size, but I am technically considered obese.
So
Yeah.
And I was
Compared to your height, yeah, just height and weight. That determines if you're obese. If you're taller, you're allowed to be a little bit heavier. If you're short and heavy, you're obese. Simple as that. Ain't no reason to try to specify it.
was obese at, I think it's 30 BMI. Now the BMI, have come to learn that it's a little bit tricky now.
right, it's not the most accurate.
Right.
But that's what it's based off.
Yeah.
But
Right.
so correct. But
mass
now that when I was a size 14, I was considered obese. It's smaller than we think.
I think an obese person, and this is not, calling absolutely anybody obese, but I think a person that can be considered obese will not be able to go on walks. They will lose their breath. For me, because I am a person that I'm big, but like I said, I'm still able to go on hikes and I won't lose my breath. I can go on runs. I can exercise. So if for the
you're-
doctors, I'm obese.
That doesn't mean you're
because
not
of the size and the
obese.
stuff that
Yes.
I am for the doctors.
Yes.
For me, it is not the way that it works because an obese person, I've had
That's-
friends who are skinnier than me. We go on walks and they're losing their breath.
So for you, obesity is just
So you think the skinny
the
ones are
factor
obese?
of
Like, what are you trying to say?
for you.
Exactly.
It's not a physical manifestation
Exactly.
of the body.
What the
Exactly.
doctor, when that doctor says that bad word, he's looking on a chart versus saying you
But how
can't.
many people have
but he's
been
saying-
bad
But listen,
diagnosed?
he's not saying you're ill and you can't walk up that hill.
I've
you,
had
you
doctors
go,
say that to
you
me.
go, I
That's
have
the
that.
thing. I've
that's,
had doctors
I'm
say that
obese
to
and I
me.
can still walk
So-
up that hill. And that's what's fabulous about it, right? It doesn't automatically mean you're ill, but also down the road, absolutely it's going to mean you're ill. You're lucky with your genetics currently. Down the road, it's not going to be the same
But
story.
this is the thing, you think they're genetics, but since I was really young, I'm active. I'm an active woman.
I never said you're not
No,
active.
no, I know, but I'm just responding to what you're
Okay.
saying. I know you're not saying that I'm not active. I'm responding to what you're saying about the doctors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I have had doctors tell me that.
Tell you what?
That I'm obese and that I
Yes.
cannot exercise, that why am I not exercising, why am I not doing the effort. There's doctors that have bad diagnosed me for things that I've never had. and I've gotten medicated for things that I've never had. So it's like,
Right. Well,
it's
that's-
everybody, it's different.
They're killing us too. So
Just we went down a tangent
Yeah.
from it. I want to.
Oh my God, you've been
we're
saying
talking
that.
about we're talking about body positivity, whether
Yes.
we think it promotes unhealthy habits. We're gonna bring in our disagreeer.
Oh my God.
And then continue the combo.
Yeah.
So I didn't step forward because I really hate the toxicity that has come from people being like, oh, body positivity promotes obesity and blah, blah, blah. I hate that so much. I think there is like the minutest people who are doing that. The vast, vast majority, I do not think promote obesity. Body positivity, to me, is just loving your body, accepting your body how it is, and not hating yourself. Like, you shouldn't have to wake up every day because you're 400 pounds and hate yourself. Like, you know, I don't think anybody should be hating themselves. So that, to me, is what body positivity is about. And it's also about equality in how people are treated. Like, for example, Lizzo gets called out so much on like, oh my God, she's out there with her ass and stuff. Like, ugh, it's so disgusting. But Chappell Roan, who, God, I love Chappell Roan, was at Gumball and came out as Statue of Liberty and had her ass out. Did not see a single person online saying, oh, so why does she have her ass out? You know, it's like, it's a double standard. People inherently hate fat bodies and don't think they should be seen in
I
society.
actually disagree with that because I do see people hating on Chappell Rowan for the way that she looks and her outfits, and there's going to be hate on both sides.
Oh, of course, there's going
That
to be
is going
hate, but
to be
I
there.
meant like the volume of hate that Lizzo gets compared to Chappell Roan. Like, I would say, like, it's much smaller. Like, you constantly hear about like Lizzo.
All right, I'm gonna have to agree. Body positivity can 100% promote unhealthy habits. I'm gonna have to say 100%. Okay, it can promote unhealthy habits. That doesn't mean it does. You know what I'm saying? That's ultimately up to you. If you encourage yourself for having the body you have and don't care about the body you have, then you're promoting unhealthy habits to yourself. But if, you know, it's just up to you at the end of the day. If you're promoting your body and you're doing healthy stuff, then obviously it doesn't promote unhealthy habits. So it's pretty much up to you. So body can promote unhealthy habits. Okay, so it says it can, not it does. So yeah, I'm at the 100% agree.
And, you know,
I have a question. I have a question
Yeah.
about Lizzo. Okay,
Always
one of
comes
the
back to Lizzo.
one of the okay.
She's lost weight too.
I know.
She's lost a lot of weight right now.
One of the few times I saw her streaming, she had this gorgeous cake was gifted to her, enormous. Went in with it with a fork and was eating constantly and talking to the camera while she was streaming. The volume of the cake that she ate, I just went, oh my God, how many people are watching this? It was a horrible representation. I hated every moment of it. What do you say about that?
well, my question would be, if there was a thin person doing that, would you have had that same
Yes.
reaction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, I think it's more
Why is you
about
bashing a
like,
cake?
she's not promoting obesity by eating cake on camera. She's just, you know, eating cake
But
on
if
camera.
she's a representation of body positivity and she's behaving this way, is that promoting
Have
a
you
negative
noticed
light?
that she just posted a video that she lost weight? Like
No,
that
no,
was,
absolutely
oh,
don't.
yeah.
I
She just
absolutely
posted
not.
a video
I
and she
absolutely
lost
did not.
weight. You can see the difference.
Because I don't want her in my algorithm.
So it was just probably that one day
Damn.
that you saw her doing that, but that doesn't identify her as a whole person.
Yeah, in defense of Lizzo, not a sentence I want to repeat. In defense of her, I have seen her post like, oh, here's a green smoothie that I got, or here's me with my salad, or like, here I am at the gym. I think there is this weird stigma where
That
people
don't mean
that
she
are
eating
overweight
that
have
all
to be
the time.
perfect all the time. They can never just like, you know, just
cake.
have a cake. And I agree,
that
it's
cake.
foraging. I agree, it's not great. Listen,
oh.
I'm not saying that's great.
That was
Not
too
great.
much.
But I'm saying that like this one instance of her doing this amidst all her other ones of her trying to be healthy.
Can I go on the opposite side of that? Like with Lizzo, there's like Eugenia Clooney. She's a very
Yes,
petite, tiny
Eugenia.
woman. Why are people saying, "Oh, good job, Lizzo"? Like, good job for eating healthier. But like when Eugenia Clooney's like trying to eat something like.
But is Eugenia Cooney allowed to have hashtag body positivity?
She does sometimes. So
Is she?
she promotes herself literally wearing like tiny
Because we're-
outfits, showing her body.
That was my whole point. Is like these extremes are hijacking it.
Yeah,
I agree.
think,
They're not
like,
good representation.
Yeah,
No.
That like the algorithm, they will push out the most extreme cases because they get the most views, and that's
Right.
what people want to see.
Yes, it's dangerous.
Including these conversations. Although this was pretty reasonable. All right, let's reset.
No matter who you are, there's no denying that
Who is
injury
this
can really
chick?
put a damper on your everyday life. Like seriously, being injured when I'm trying to hit a new PR legit sucks. Luckily, there's people out there who can make your life easier. Just
I have taken a weight loss drug. Will the agreeers please step forward?
What kind of weight loss drug they got?
I guess
I've
everybody's
s-
perfect.
I'm like trying to see like
I've-
what do we define as drug.
Just
I think we're talking about the.
I've heard of them. I
Yeah.
don't.
Wait, well, any
Like diet pills.
drug that you've taken.
Yeah, wait, I'll
Sorry.
Oh,
come on
she
in.
should.
What's
They
yours?
always trying to
I have used
to.
weight loss drugs before.
Trying to act
I
like
knew
they ain't taking
the
'em.
power of them in college and that you could get them over the counter, but they were incredibly strong and probably needed to be controlled at that time. But I don't know. I was so obsessed with my body size. I've pretty much my whole life, and that's just the culture, American culture that I was raised in and lived in, and so I would try drastic means, and I've done things that would just get you super wired. Even as an adult, once I figured out how to eat, I gained the weight back during the lockdown, like a lot of people did, and I go, gosh darn it, I was so upset, and I took a prescription weight loss drug that was prescribed by a doctor, and I was able to drop the weight quickly. I used it as a biohack. I used it short term just to get the weight off, because once the weight is off, now it's on you. You have to know how to eat.
So this is more recently.
Yep, and this is absolutely recent.
Was
too.
it like Ozempic, something like that?
Phentermine. You can get it prescribed. It's a controlled substance. It's hardcore, but it takes the thought process out of your mind. That thing, that monster that always tells you you're gonna get your next serotonin kick by that food, and you're hyper focused on eating, and it takes that monster, it stops talking. So now when the monster stops talking, you go, I can control this. I can make changes in
What
my
is she
lifestyle
talking about, a
in order
monster?
to make healthier decisions to keep the weight off that I just lost with this drug. And
Just get in
you
the
know,
gym.
Yeah.
I was so desperate to lose weight. I was like on TikTok scrolling through,
Making it
and,
more
like,
complicated
they were
than it
sharing,
needs
like,
to
oh,
be.
this drug does this and this is that, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and just blindly buy this thing, and showed up at
Do
a
you know
horrible
kind of
time
what
for
kind of drug it was?
It was a pill that I took, and it like suppressed my want to eat food. But it also like had some really bad side effects. Like when I would eat, I would feel sick after, and I realized like, oh, I'm feeling horrible all the time and having this energy low and like just feeling physically sick.
How long were you
I
on it?
mean,
I was on it for 2 months maybe.
Did you lose weight?
I lost some weight, but as soon as I got off of it, I gained all of that weight back.
Yep.
I
You
gained
have
it
to know what to do
all
once
back.
once you're there. What are you gonna do?
Exactly. It was
Yeah.
like the crutch, and like you just relied on it so much, and then once it was gone, you had to do your own thing,
Yeah,
and
you have to figure it out.
you had to figure it out. And the pill was doing all that for you, and then for me, I gained more weight than I lost when I was on it.
Let's bring in our disagreeers.
So I've heavily considered taking Ozempic, but I've decided not to because you either have to stay on that drug long term to keep those effects, or if you get off of it, most people are going to gain the weight back. So I'm no longer interested in anything that is not a complete lifestyle change. Like for me, I have learned over the years that I would prefer to be fat and happy than thin and miserable. So like right now, I'm just trying to, eat less processed food, stay away from like sodas and stuff for the most part. But I will never count calories, like,
Why?
or because to me that leads to disordered eating habits.
For you?
For me
Or her,
personally,
okay.
yes. I'm not talking for everybody. I'm not talking for everybody, but for me personally, and I do think for a lot of people, it can lead to disordered eating.
Kind of circling back to the topic about taking weight loss drugs. Hell no, I would never take no weight loss drug. I worked really hard for my body, and I'm like a very big believer in that phrase. Like, if you wanted to, you could. Wouldn't you be so much happier if you lost the weight and you look back on it and it was like, yeah, like I did that.
Exactly.
You know, like that was 100% all me. I didn't need no help. I didn't need no cheat codes. Like, this was the work that I put in, and I got the results that I wanted.
And that was the mindset that I wish that I had before I took the drugs.
Yeah.
Because like I was super naive. I was like 18 years old,
Right.
and I had no knowledge about anything. And I was looking for a quick fix because all these people were telling me, "Oh, you need to lose weight. You need to do this." And that was in my own household. So it was my family telling me this, along with my friends and everything like that.
It's a lifestyle change ultimately. These are tools that you can utilize, but if you are not changing your lifestyle to go with it, then what will happen for it?
Right.
And so I think that's really ultimately what it is. If you're not ready to
100%.
commit to the lifestyle change, using these tools is not going to help you.
When people do these quote unquote shortcuts, a lot of the time, like mentally, they're not there. So they lose the weight and then they're still like
Not fixing the problem.
Exactly. It was like, it was this quick fix, and now that it's, you know, they get off it, like everything mentally, like that they were at when they were at a bigger weight is still there because
Like-
they didn't put in that mental work, like doing it on their own.
For example,
we gotta reset. Sorry, the next one. I'm getting the signal. Fit women are more attractive than fat women. Will the agreeers please step forward?
She talking about go for it.
I would
That's
definitely
hilarious.
agree. Fit women are more attractive.
How you gonna say
than,
go for it and-
plus size women? Only because me
Not
having
go
this
there with
body,
you.
it shows that I can commit to something, right? And it shows that I'm hardworking. So I feel like men
Obviously,
looking at
this
my
is a
body can
personal
see, "Oh, okay,
opinion."
she's dedicated. She put in the work, and that could be an attractive quality that men see in me. I would definitely go for like a more muscular guy. So that kind of shows that.
I can definitely guarantee that you'll get more dudes as a fit person. But as far as the statement, it's a personal preference thing, you know? So, but if I was up there, I would definitely say fit women are more attractive than fat women. I mean, that should be common sense. Like, let's be honest, bro. All the big guys that are going for big girls, or even like whoever likes BBWs, will go for a fit woman as well. All the guys that are going for fit women will not go for the BBWs most of the time. You know, obviously it's personal preference, but there's a majority of people that will rather go for fit women than fit girls. I mean, than fat. I don't want to say fat, but BBWs. And it's the same vice versa with dudes, bro. Like, fit dudes are gonna get more women than the big guys, and the girls that will go for big guys will more than likely go for also fit dudes. But the fit dudes that are getting girls, those girls will not go for the big guys. Most of the time, you know, personal preference. But if we're talking about majority over minority, the majority is fit, okay?
We have something in common, something that we can work on together.
So gym dates.
Yeah, gym dates, for sure.
All right, thank you.
Morning flurries. The return of special traditions like.
Can we bring in the disagreeers?
I feel like I'm gonna get flamed alive right now. It's all good.
I'm bisexual, so I
Hey,
love
girl, me
women.
too.
I love women.
Yes, all the bisexuals.
I think that all women are beautiful. I've had relationship with women that are fit, that are not fit, variety. And I can tell you that personality-wise, the skinniest ones and the most beautiful ones have had a personality that I cannot work with. Me, personally, me. So,
Yeah.
We're not
and it
talking
comes
about
from a place that
personality.
the way that I grew up, the way that they grew up, thoughts, minds, you surround yourself with people that you like, that is like you. Your personality has more beauty than the way that you look.
Your physical looks will disappear. My grandma, she used to be a very petite.
Okay. So I can probably agree a little bit if we're talking about personality for bigger women. But the thing is, fit women know they're attractive usually. So they have higher standards. They're more full of themselves, you know what I'm saying? They're more cocky, you know what I'm saying? Bigger women obviously know they can't just pull any guy that they want like a fit woman. So they're a little more laid back, more composed. And I do think it's like 70% because of their weight, you know what I'm saying? The rest can be just because that's who they are, but like a majority of the reason is because of their weight and how they look. And a fit chick knows that she looks nice and she can pull almost any dude she want if she actually tried, you know what I'm saying? So they're more full of themselves, they're more picky, yada yada. So if we're speaking on the subject of personality, then yeah, you could probably lean a little bit more towards bigger women or more attractive. But I don't think that's what they're trying to say. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if you're thinking about it hard, then yeah.
Petite, tiny woman, grew up in the Philippines. My grandpa the same way. Now they're a little bigger, they're more comfortable. 50 years later, still in love.
Yeah.
My grandpa always makes jokes. Like when I remember growing up, he was like, "This is Burger King and this is McDonald's. I'm the king and I'm loving it." And I'm like, that's my grandpa. He showed me like you can appreciate a woman through all the changes, you know? Like,
Exactly.
And that's why I love like I could be once I get skinny, like my boyfriend can still love me, but maybe he loves me more because how I am personally.
I think people like to be like, oh, it's always going to be the fit woman is more attractive than the plus size woman. I just don't think that's true. Like, there's a lot of beautiful fit women. There's also a lot of not very beautiful ones.
Right.
You know what I mean? To assume that size will always equal more attractive, I just think is like silly. It's a case by case basis.
Because I'm more on the healthy side.
Well, you can be thin and not healthy.
Yeah,
Let's be
yeah,
clear.
exactly.
But the biggest issue I have with what you said, I disagree with you. I think as a fit girl as well, fit girlies, but I still disagree with you because there's beautiful women who are in bigger bodies. Like, I feel like it's an arrogance almost to be like, oh, because I'm fit, I'm more attractive. Like that's, it's ridiculous. And the biggest issue I have
that's
with what
how
you said
they-
about
that's how
men being
fit
attracted to you more
females
just because
think.
you're fit. I think that that's basing your worth on a man. And I'm married. As a married woman saying that, I just don't understand what that has to do with the principle of just physical attractiveness. It has nothing to do with if someone else deems you as attractive. It's like just solely based on the physical.
But
so I 100% disagree.
I
still
was debating actually stepping
stand on-
forward because
Guys don't know your personality when they first meet you. That's the big thing. We don't know your personality just by looking at you. And on top of that, if we're looking at you and we don't see what we like, we're not even gonna start a conversation. You know what I'm saying? There's like, you gotta have that physical attraction first, and it's same goes the other way. Like, I can have the best personality, but if I'm a big dude and a female don't like big dudes, she probably not gonna go for me unless I just got some crazy game. You know what I'm saying? Like some crazy game.
of just what society has taught me my whole life is like, thin is more beautiful, thin is more beautiful, thin is more beautiful. And I've really had to work on unlearning that, like for so many years, when I was like, 19, 20. I was like, oh, the reason I'm not in a relationship is because I'm fat. Like, I need to lose weight, and then I'll become in a relationship. Then someone will love me.
I mean, that's
And
not
I thought that
necessarily
for
what that
so
means.
many years.
But
And like my self-confidence was like down here.
it could help.
And I really had to work on unlearning that. And I'm still trying to unlearn that. But like I have learned over the years that people are attracted to different things. So if you ask one person, they're going to tell you, oh, this is what I'm attracted to. And if you ask someone else, they might have a completely different answer. So I think attractiveness is subjective. I think when it comes to society 100% says skinnier is better.
I mean, I hear a lot of what you're saying, but I'm curious, anybody want to share, like, what is the type of body that you're attracted to?
To men, on men, other, or
Well,
the
I don't know.
opposite.
There's people who are attracted to men. So whether it's men or women, what kind of bodies are you attracted to?
Because I've been smaller and bigger. I am tall. I already am eliminating a majority of people because I'm one taller man than me. But you know what? Somebody on your show, Zach Miko.
Was that the tall guy?
It was the model.
Oh, yeah.
The plus size model? He was
Yes.
cute.
So
Unfortunately married.
So it's like I
Sorry,
have
Becca.
dated
Crazy.
some fantastically gorgeous men, but when I feel most comfortable and myself and I can feel just kind of let it all out is a guy that's has some cushion. Gym people for gym people. And, and that kind of seems like unattainable, not my vibe.
No, I appreciate the specificity. Anyone else wanted?
So I do have a type, but also like I've never dated before. So I'd say like my
Never
type goes
dated
from
before.
I like my type goes from like Prince Eric to Fluffy. Yes, the comedian Fluffy. I just feel like I could like hug him. Like he would give the best hugs and be like the best person.
It's a very
Like-
wide range.
I know about that
Wide
dude.
range
A lot of them fit into
a lot
that
of
range.
infinites to that. But like I don't discriminate against like body type or anything like that.
It's funny because for me as a bisexual woman, like what I like in women versus what I like in men is like very different. So men, I'm very much like you. Like dad bods are kind of like what I'm the most attracted to. I don't want someone like super, super big, but I also don't like super skinny or like super, super buff. Like you have a little muscle, that's fine, but like the really buff guys, like not my thing. But for women, I like way more different kinds of women, like thin, big, like I don't know. I'm just way more attracted, I think, when it comes to different kinds of women. Like when I'm swiping on dating apps, like I'll maybe swipe on like one in
Swiping
every
on-
20 men, and like women, it's like
On
one in
dating
5.
apps, huh?
Women, I just think overall are much more beautiful than men. Like even
And we have better profiles. Let's get this.
yes, that too.
All right, let's reset. It's okay for models to set a high standard for body image. Will the agreeers please step forward?
Is she texting someone behind your back? A single Spokeo search can help you find out who she's.
It's okay for
I did some
models to
modeling
set a
as
high
kid,
standard
and
for
as a
body
teenager,
image.
and even now as an adult, I did pinup. There's definitely like a high expectation and standard, especially like in runway
I wouldn't
modeling
say it's.
and
I mean,
because they.
I mean,
push out
it's
this clothing
okay,
and
but
they
like.
only do it in certain sizes. There's
I mean, that's
standards
your
that
own
different
opinion if
companies
it's a
have
high
that they want to
standard
push
for
out
a
certain
body
things. So like
image.
for
I mean,
pinups, they want you to look a
I
certain
don't-
way. They
I don't
want you
really
to do your makeup a
understand the
certain way,
question.
they want you
God
to dress
damn
a
it.
certain way for that style. And same thing for like Victoria's Secret. They want to promote lingerie, and there's a standard for each company, and they have to live up to that standard based on what they're trying to promote.
And personally for me, I always looked up to thin people. I always found them very beautiful. I was like, I want to be able to look like a Victoria's Secret model one day. It's okay to have a higher standard of beauty because it makes you want like, oh, I want to work harder on myself to achieve that type of body goal. I might not look exactly like them, like with the hips and everything, but I want to be able to look a healthy version of myself that looks something like that.
I think it's okay for models to have a higher standard of beauty because we are attracted to attractive things. A model is selling something. They're being hired to sell something, and they're going to make it, hey, look at this. Look at the dress I'm wearing. And you as a consumer, you don't want to look at somebody that is going to go, ugh, I don't even want to look at that person. What were they selling? I don't know.
Let's bring in our disagreeers. More disagreeers than I expected.
I completely disagree. I think we all forgot what modeling industry has done for women in our society. I think we kind of went blank for a second. I'm a journalism major. I have my degree in journalism, and growing up with certain magazines, and those women, just because they were thin does not mean they were healthy. Have y'all ever seen America's Next Top Model? There's a lot of detrimental things that were happening within that society, within that community. And I agree with you, yes, we all want to look at something aesthetically pleasing, but that varies. Also, the modeling industry is known for not being diverse.
Right.
Hello? So I don't know, we just like blacked out for a second.
It's very diverse now.
Now.
It was not when I started.
Yeah, but
was
it's
not.
not that diverse now either.
Exactly.
It's evolving, but I wouldn't go as far as saying it's that diverse. But I think that it can be very detrimental as a young woman. I think the body positivity movement kind of was created in juxtaposition because of the modeling industry of the 90s and early 2000s, how toxic that was.
I do think we have come a long way, but we still have like much further to go. The average size of the woman in the United States is a size 16. So why are we not seeing that reflected more on runways and modeling and stuff? You know, I also have issues with it when it comes to a lot of plus size modeling too, because a lot of plus size models, they have the curves, but they have no belly. And that's so unrealistic for most plus size women, where it's like, most plus size women, if you are a size 20 like I am, you're gonna have a stomach.
And most of those photos have been photoshopped.
Yeah, or they even put padding on smaller models to make them look bigger.
The standards keep changing. How many models do they need to show all the different body types that for this to sell one dress?
Sounds like there's a
Alright,
tension
this topic
between
is
the market.
kinda
If the
irrelevant.
data says more
Right.
people clicked on this body, even if it's unrealistic,
Yes.
put that body in the ad.
Yes.
But what you're saying is
This is something that I always say.
Women should be fit
no
enough
shame
to
to
protect
people that are thinner,
themselves.
but I just think you're so vulnerable when you're thin. Like if you're petite and you're frail and you're not strong enough to fight back, I don't think that's safe for you. I'm a proponent of like building muscle. That way you're sturdy. That way if someone tries to come up on me, they're going to feel something.
I think
As far as
too, yes, like it sucks that we're in a society that we do, but we have to.
Yes.
You're prone to danger at any moment. Know some punches, know some locks. I don't know, but
know some locks.
Yeah, as someone who trains kickboxing, boxing, and Muay Thai, at our facility, like we do offer like women's self-defense classes, and like no matter like what body size you are, I highly recommend every single woman to take at least one class just so you know the basics and just like for your own protection.
Well, I got
As far as women go, yeah, this will help. You know, getting some muscle will help against other women. But against a dude, you are outmatched. Unless you just find some skinny ass dude trying to put you in a headlock or whatever the case, you might get the ups on him. But like an actual dude, bro, like you don't have a chance. If the dude's doing any type of working out, like any type of manual labor, you do not have a chance. He was just born with bigger muscles, just born masculine, wider frame, broad shoulders, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, and unless he just soft and, I don't know, gonna let himself get beat up, I guess. I don't know. But if he gonna try something on a female, I don't think he's gonna let himself get beat up. So, like, unless the female just knows some crazy ass moves, I don't think you have a chance. Let's be honest. Just get a strap. Let's just keep it a buck. Just get you a strap. You straight. That's gonna put a grown man down, no matter the weight, size, none of that. Don't matter. It's gonna put him down.
attacked by a dog once when I was on a walk. It came out of this house and it came after me.
Attacked
when I was
by
with
a
group of
dog.
friends. Of course, it comes after the big one. Don't get me wrong, but it was scary. I couldn't run away from that problem, but my friends were able to, and that came to my mind. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not good at cardio. I know what I need to improve more on. You need to be able to carry yourself, pull yourself up.
I gotta pee so bad.
Run.
Even
I'm trying
for
to
your kids, you know,
let this
an emergency,
video
your kid is swallowing something
get
and it got
over
stuck.
with,
Or, you know, everything around you needs your full potential energy. So yeah, definitely everybody work on their own pace and just make sure that you work on things that are going to help you and stay safe because it's dangerous.
Not to be an easy target.
Aside from dogs, which has anyone ever been in a situation where they've had to defend themselves?
I can talk about it because it doesn't hurt anymore, but when I was young, I did get molested, and it's fine, I'm over it. I know it wasn't my fault. See, I work with my brain a lot, so for me, I was laying down, and it was more of a situation where I couldn't move because of everything that was happening around me, and my thoughts were just like, I need to find a way to survive. I need to find a way to push this person from me. And I was 13, so it was like, you know what? Pray, 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 pray. Because there was a cousin sleeping next to me, and I was like, please have her move. Please have her move so I can move. And she did. And as soon as she moved, I found a way to just push him. Like, I found a courage to push him off. It came from, I don't know where, but it came. And whatever happened after that. So it is a situation where, as women, we are subject to not just men, but to a lot of people, and where we need to find a way to protect ourselves, and not just us, as we're growing older. Like, we should be showing our children how to and who not to trust, instead of judging them, instead of expecting from them. You should be teaching them to find their way and what works for them, to find a courage to save themselves from whatever is going to be a struggle for them in the future.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that story.
I have abused my body. Will the agreeer step forward?
What does that mean?
Personally, for me, I've always suffered with anxiety and depression since I was young. I haven't grown up in the best areas. I used to self-harm in different ways. I suffered with like purging and everything, and like actual like physically cutting myself. Sometimes
Personal
I even tempted to like burn myself.
All right, this
when
is
I look in the mirror.
the end of the video. I have gave my opinion. There wasn't as much drama as I thought it would be, which is good. It's a lot of positivity, a lot of agreeing, which is good. And yeah, I gave my opinion on the subjects. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I will not argue with anybody. So, yeah, good video. No drama. No arguing. Just people and their opinions. So this is the end of the video. The stream will continue.